Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Param Ishvaro Guratmeti Mukti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavda Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Tava Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Satguru Pranatoshmaham Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste. Welcome back. We'll begin verse 29, page 115. One sees that thing as the reality which thing a teacher has shown him or her, having become one with him, it protects him. First conviction in that process. Firm conviction is what possesses him. So the goal is a firm conviction. And then the verse is presented in a structure in a certain way. No? So reality is presented as something, okay, which is not a thing as we know. And because it's not a thing, it's presented as something, it needs to be presented by a teacher who is going to unfold the teachings. No? The teacher is just there to unfold the teachings. And the goal of this unfoldment is to expose that thing which is not a thing, which is the most profound nature of all things. Yeah? So the purpose of the teacher, as I was saying before, is always trying to reveal to reveal that most fundamental reality which transforms and frees the individual. One sees that thing which was shown by a teacher, and then gradually the student become one with him. Most probably Swami is referring to become one with the teacher. So the teacher has said, so there is only one thing which is reality, and it's the fundamental intrinsic nature of all of us. I am that, and you are that. So the teacher is that, and then the student realizes, me too, I am that. And since I am that, I am one with Brahman, I am one with Brahman, which encompasses the teacher and every living being in the universe. No? So as if one has become one with Brahman, one with the teacher. Having become one with it, one is protected. So this concept of protected, like in the Bhagavad Gita, by gaining the knowledge, the spiritual wisdom in regards to Mithya, and most importantly, Satya, one is going to be protected against great suffering. It's like a shield, that protects the Jivatma from great suffering. And that wisdom, there is something annoying me here. Let me just, why it's showing up again and again. I'm going to remove the audio here. So having become one with it, one feels protected against the problem of samsara. And the final goal here is a firm conviction of self-knowledge, as if one is possessed by a new sense of identity, which is so firm that no longer waves. I am consciousness. I am the existence of every living creature, and I am the one providing conscious existence to the living beings and existence to the inert beings. So this is a form conviction that takes some time. As we know, Vedanta is a process by which we train our mind to think in terms of reality. No, it's a science, the science of reality, the science of consciousness. So you need to understand it, and then you have to train your mind to see things as reality, rather than anathema. You see things as the atma. You see through. You see the fundamental nature, fundamental substratum of everything, and then your mind, as if possessed by this Vedantic vision. Vedanta is often presented as a vision, the vision of non-duality, the vision of reality. So, and then the mind is firm, it's possessed by this vision, and it's firm. It's always present, always available, and that is the shield protecting the Jivatma, for as long as it's still in a physical body, in this realm, this apparent reality. So that is the form condition. The form conviction is the ultimate result. So we all grow receiving different exposures to views. These views, they are in respect to the world and respect to ourselves. Okay, so I view myself as a physical body, and then later on I view myself as the body-mind complex, and I view the world through this body-mind construct, and then I have a certain objectivity towards my physical body, and not as much to my subtle body, my mind. But we come to Vedanta, we are proposed a different view of reality. We don't view ourselves as the body-mind complex, and we develop the Vedantic vision, which is not the vision of the teaching methodology, is a vision of the body-mind complex and the world from the standpoint of reality. I am Satchitananda. I view my body-mind. I view the world, okay? And this takes some time because I'm seeing everything from the perspective of the fundamental nature of everything. So otherwise, we begin by transferring our vision from the vision, totally materialistic vision of the world. I am the body, I am the mind, and the world is all there is to it, the physical material universe. But then I transfer my vision, I start seeing what? Ishvara too. I start seeing God. And then we start having a different view developing, due to this new exposure. A deity then becomes, something which has a name and a form. And the goal is to transfer this view of reality from the God with a name and a form to the formless Brahman, the formless substratum. But we need a form, we need a name to begin with, because the mind has to develop certain subtlety to be able to see the formless, the nameless, as the substratum of Ishvara, Jiva, and Jagata. So we get in contact with Ishvara, we develop devotion, and then all is good. I become a sincere karma yogi. And this deity, quote unquote, will protect me. It's not that. The deity, it may have certain, my understanding is that the deity, no deity is going to protect the devotee, but the very attitude of devotion, it represents a shield. You understand? Once this relationship is properly understood, and then it's not like, oh God, I'm reminding you, I'm praying to you every day, so because I want prosperity and this and this and that. and a physical body, very healthy. And no, so I understood the Ishvara system to such an extent that my mind developed equanimity or developed the strength to receive the parabadas as they are. So we have no control. This is all karma, there is no really nothing but just parabada unfolds, and Ishvara is the one understanding this equation. So this is the first level of devotion. Gaudapada respect this first level. And that's what it says here. As if the deity will kind of protect the sincere devotee. And the deity will protect the devotee by becoming one with him because of the devotee's constant devotion. So this is again is figurative, you understand? So the devotee is going to develop a mind which is protected against adverse parabadas. Okay, the faith in the creator, the faith in the supreme intelligence. And then as the person thinks, so the person becomes. So the whole thing about becoming one, it makes sense only once you understand Brahman. The Jivatma becomes one with Ishvara, with Brahman, because Brahman is the very substratum or essential intrinsic nature of the Jivatma. And then as if I'm merging in my true nature, I'm just remembering my true nature. I'm owning my true nature. But Ishvara, the concept of becoming one with the creator, does not stand by much logic, okay? Because as we know, Ishvara is the supreme intelligence, and we have a very limited intelligence, but I can have such a confidence and faith in the laws by which Ishvara holds this universe, and there must be a purpose, and if I'm suffering, it's for my good, you understand? The whole understanding of this equation, of this relationship, makes the individual to resolve its ego in Ishvara, but never become really one. You cannot, the wave can become one with the ocean only as water, you understand? It cannot become one, as ocean, because the waves come and go and the ocean is always there. But as water, the wave can become one with the ocean, you understand? So just a small parenthesis. As the person trains the mind to think according to a certain concept, the person, quote unquote, becomes. The devotee's faith in any deity will increase more and more as one's understand increases as well. You understand? You see, the whole thing about these different levels of devotion, dualistic devotion, I mean to say, is that they all serve certain purpose, even if it is dualistic and if it does not contains much understanding of this relationship. Why? Because no matter how simple, unsophisticated, or rudimentary may be a devotee understanding of this relationship, at least they brought Ishvara in their equation of life. You understand? They brought the creator. They start from the presuppose. I forgot this word in English, but they start from the standpoint that there is a creation, there is this creature here that I call I, there must be a creator, I want to understand this creator, I heard that the creator is the one controlling our destinies, so therefore I'm going to pay respect, reverence, and gratitude for the opportunity. So no matter how simple one's understanding may be, but that has already a positive impact because the ego is no longer purely materialistic, saying that all there is matter and I am this body mind and I alone have control over my destiny. You understand? So it does something in any way, okay? So, but if the obsession, if the face to Ishvara, represented by a deity, grows more and more, that intense devotion is going to obsess the devotee, and then a day will come, the devotee will start looking for the formless deity. The nature of this deity is the formless Satchitananda. So sooner or later, that's going to take the individual from Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga of Vedanta. So therefore, it's okay. Vedanta is not against devotion towards dualistic devotion towards a deity, you know. It's okay. It's a compromise. It's based on the consideration of a deity as the truth. But deities are anathemas as well. The ultimate atma, Bhagwan, is considered as the nature of the very, very devotee. Yeah? But bhakti will, this kind of bhakti on whatsoever level, will bless him by bringing him or her to Vedanta. Yeah? This is very nice. Did we see this verse last time? Excuse me just for a second. I'm going to pause because I forgot my water. Remind me to unpause, please. There is a passage in the Bhagavad Gita in which the devotee loves this devotional bhakti so much, and he really is a very beautiful emotion. I'm gonna go back to the Adamant with a small change. Let's see if it's holding. Oh, it is recording. Okay, just a moment. This is really quite something. So there is a passage in the Gita in which the devotee, he loves to love the Lord so much. He gets so much joy. It's a beautiful emotion. Devotion is the most sublime emotion, human emotion, and dualistic speaking, you know. And then he says like, okay, I love you so much, you know. I can't live without you. And please never take me even closer to Vedanta, because I don't want to know about Vedanta, you know. And then Swamiji says, but the devotee does not know that gradually but surely Ishvara is going to take them to Vedanta in due time. So you let me know if the internet got better, okay? Or if it's still breaking down a lot. Where am I? We close. Did we do the entire verse 29? Yeah, no?
Yeah, burn.
Verse 30. This Atma is considered to be separate from these objects. I'm going to try another change here. This Atma is considered to be separate from these objects, which are really not separate from the Atma. One who really knows thus expounds the Vedas with clarity. So it's another verse. It may be too abstract for most people because Brahman, the self, the Atma, is not something apart from the material world, as we know. there is no separation between the objects perceived in the mind, and much less between the mind and the Atma, because the Atma pervades everything. So we experience the objects with the help of the mind. And as we have seen times and times, again and again, in the teaching of location of the objects, there is no separation or distance between the mind and the consciousness, the Atma. These Atma is considered to be separate from the objects in the case of the Anyanis. Yeah? One and only the one who really knows that there is no separation is a teacher with clarity and will be able to expound the teachings, with clarity. And this is a fact. The teacher must be self-realized in order to fully understand the meaning of all these verses and statements. The truth, the most fundamental truth is that there is only consciousness, and everything is a reflection in consciousness, or a superimposition of names, colors, and forms within I consciousness. So I am the projector, I am the sustainer, and I am the experiencer of everything. Everything happens within me. This takes some time for the mind to be trained, grasp this understanding in such a way that it remains. It remains. Everything is happening within me. There is nothing apart from myself. Everything resolves in me. There's nothing separate from me. The same way there is nothing separate from the screen on which the movies now are projected. Nothing separate from the gold, no matter how many different ornaments of gold. So the fundamental, essential, intrinsic nature of the universe is I, Atma. So the snake does not exist. There exists only I, the fundamental base, on which the snake, due to this Maya ignorance, which operates in the mind of all of us as a video, we see the Namarupas and we reject or discard the fundamental nature of our own existence as Jivatma. So it is a little bit abstract and profound, and could disturb some people to hear that there is no separation between I and the world. We call it a meteor world, which is a projection or reflection that depends on me. It enjoys an apparent conditional reality given by me, provided by me. This Atma is referred as Turiya, and this Turiya is I myself, which is the substratum of the three entities of the awake, dream, and deep sleep states. The meteor world enjoys a dependent, borrowed existence by I. And this is the disturbing statement that he's referring to. And even those deities, they are just anatma deities project upon I, Brahman. This is disturbing for many people. These deities are mithya, they are anatma deities. Whatever the name, the form, and the attributes project on these deities. None of these deities can exist apart from I, myself, Brahman. So that takes us to another conversation. So, and then the Yani firmly established in this vision, what kind of devotion he has, you know? Does he have a devotion towards some deity, some anatma deity? Or this person is supposed to have a devotion towards Brahman, which is one's very nature, and the invisible, the most subtle, the formless, nameless, you know. So what kind of devotion a yani is supposed to enjoy, you know? Is a dual devotion or non-dual devotion, you know, because a devotion requires an object of devotion, and then by definition is a dualistic devotion, you know? Or what kind of devotion is this one, you know? Let's see if the Swami is going to touch this subject, otherwise we can play with it. Those deities actually depend upon I. Gaudapada says that people do not know this Raja Vidya Raja, the gracious secret. Many people do not know this, and many people are not prepared to know this because it requires very subtle intellectual, and he puts courage to accept this fact. So I'm not aware of this Raja Vidya Raja Guhan. You remember that?
I think it just means the greatest secret. Yeah.
I know.
Think Guyam secret.
I know, but the technically, what kind of power, what kind of you mean to say all that words means secret, the greatest secret? Okay. So people do not know this greatest secret, that all deities, they are meteor or anatma deities, they are projections. Okay, is human beings projections, because the mind is not subtle enough to see through all names and forms, and then projects names and forms to Brahman, and they are not aware that they are doing that. This is the secret. And many people are not prepared to know that. Because if you get so much comfort with your deity, just imagine to have it taken away from you. We get attached to relationships, common relationships, that a lot of the times it gives more trouble than comfort. Just imagine to develop a devotional relationship with your deity, and then comes Vedantic Yani and says, "Oh, you have to give it up as well." It could be very painful, you know. Don't you think? Gaudapada's teaching is one step higher. Gaudapada says that God is an object, anatma is dependent on me, the atma. This teaching is not for a beginner or a middler, you know, it's for advanced student. Many people think that atma and anatma exist separately and independently, even though the anatma world does not exist independently of the atma. The dreamer in the dream looks upon the dream world as existing independently, but when he wakes up, the dream world resolves in him. The dreamer, the observer of the dream. So these analogies, they are of great help. So is there any separation between the dream world and my mind? No. It's just that while I'm dreaming, I see the dream world separate from my mind. Yeah, my ego, my mind, my jiva is there interacting with the dream world. But once I wake up from the dream, once the dreamer becomes the awaker, I know that the dream world was not separate or independent of my mind. It was just a projection. The dream world resolves in my mind. The fundamental truth is that the observed world does not exist independent of the observer, and that is the fundamental basis of Mandukya. Everything that we experience in both states, or in the three states, or all states, is not independent of the knower, experiencer, observer of those phenomenal worlds. Anything observed, ordinary or extraordinary, secular or sacred, cannot exist independent of I, Turiya, the observer. Powerful, huh? The training here is that one should surely, gradually, but surely come to a point of feel comfortable to claim, that I am the projector, the sustainer, the destroyer, and the experiencer of all these apparent realities. And the statement of this Upanishad is presented here, the one that says one should be able to feel comfortable to claim everything is born of me alone, everything is based on me alone, everything resolves in me alone. I am that non-dual Brahman. So this is the training. Why we call it a training? Because it makes it sound as if I'm programming myself, to develop a certain vision. Yeah? So what is the difference between one vision? I am the body-mind, and this world outside is real, and I'm a byproduct of this world. So this is the common vision. Huh? So Vedanta says that that vision is a mistaken vision. It's not nature. Therefore, it causes suffering, because anything which is not natural causes discomfort. Vedanta suggests a correction in that vision by saying exactly the opposite. The world exists in me. The world was originate in me. I alone sustain, and in me alone this world comes back. I am consciousness. So it is a training. It is a Vedantic vasana, but it's a Vedantic vasana which is harmony with nature, is in harmony with reality, with my true nature. When things get harmonized, we feel comfort. When things are not in harmony, we feel discomfort. The only difference that takes effort to train our mind to see according to this Vedantic vision, because this mistaken vision is so deeply hardwired, profoundly binding in the human mind. So this is the training. And this training requires, I'm doing the 6th chapter of the Gita, on which the text and Swami Paramarthananda and I myself, I'm hammering. Training, nididhyasana, developing this vision, not only by doing a little work once or twice a week, but just quality time, dedication, again and again, doing this Vedantic nididhyasana until this vision is firm, clear, and does not feel fake anymore. The statement is, I am the Shit Laya Karana. Kariya world, Karana, the cause, and Kariya, the effect. Kariya world does not exist apart from I, Brahman, which is said to be the Karanan, but only against the supposed effect, the supposed universe, Kariya. When you remove the effect, there is a mere mirage, and then Karana is a concept which does not have any purpose anymore as well. One who has understood this, understood the scriptures properly, he alone has understood the final message of all the Vedas, the Upanishadic messages or statements of identity. No doubt the Vedas start with Bhakta, Bhagwan, duality, but it's only the starting point and not the ending point. One who understood these truths alone is the one who has understood Vedanta. Anything from you guys? Internet is okay so far?
Well, you're still breaking up, but I think it is somewhat improved from previously.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the office there and reinforce my complaints and make an appointment for them to come here. But it's general from what I understood. They never say that's general. Oh, we're gonna do something. So carry on here. Gaudapada Sharia established that the working world is also mithya as the dream world. It's all caused by what? Self-ignorance. Just like there is a snake projection caused by rope ignorance. Ignorance of the true nature of reality projects a false nature to reality, superimpose a false nature to reality. Ignorance of my true nature as Turiya projects a false nature of myself as the waker. In the context of the dream world, the self-ignorance is known to be Nidra Shakti, a certain power that we don't know exactly how it works. And the concept of the awakening world, again, another power is said to be Maya Shakti. No? And this is what deceives everybody. Two powers are going to deceive, respectively, the dreamer and the awaker. In both cases, when we use the word self-ignorance, self refers to I, myself, the true nature of my being, Turiya, Atma. Both the worlds will be known to be mithya only when I wake up to my real nature. In this quote-unquote awakening, which is not an event in time, which is not an experience, it's just intellectual, final, doubtless understanding, which requires preparation. Preparation develops in time. Both the worlds will not be known to be mithya when I'm ready and mature to realize my true nature. And then, as if I'm awakening from the second layer of the dream, which is the dream of the awaker. So the awakening from the neither happens naturally and effortlessly. We don't need to do any sadhana or any preparation to wake up from the dream world. Shwara does that to us. It's built in. But unfortunately, or fortunately, because that seems to be the game, one has to go through the effort to develop merits so that one may wake up from the awakening dream by removing one's ignorance in respect to the true nature of the awakening world as well. No? This is called the spiritual awakening, which does not happen naturally, it does not happen collectively, the whole idea that the planet is moving to the certain dimension and then there will be a global awakening, I don't buy, because it is against the very basic meritocratic structure of efforts, punya, development and punya through my own efforts as an individual soul to gain self-knowledge and freedom. Therefore, it does not happen naturally. This ignorance has to be gained by one's merits or effort. One can go for 1,000,000 lifetimes. It's going to require deliberate effort. And this effort is individual, although it feels good to make effort collectively. That's why people like sanghas, no? So, oh, well, we are together. Let's meditate together. Okay, everybody meditate together. In the sixth chapter on Gita, Swamiji talks about a bit about that. Meditation is something very, very unique and non-collectively possible. So one has to do this work within oneself alone. Oh, but let's do in group. Okay, in group, what's going to be the benefit of the group? Is that, okay, so we made an appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so who is not showing up? So it's going to help me to show up, not to be pointed out as the one who did not show up. Yeah? No, I'm holding to my commitment. I don't want people see that I don't have a word. And I'm not going to nap and sleep during the meditation because other people are watching. So it can help only on those levels, because the work is so internal and requires certain qualifications and willpower, intention, and all of that is individual. When we have a general awakening, means the ordinary awakening from the dream world. The dream world is known as a projection, mithya, and it disappears. But the problem is the spiritual awakening does not make the waking world disappear. It's going to falsify it. It's going to reveal the fact that this waking world is not really real, but it's going to appear differently from the snake that once revealed to be the rope does not appear as a rope, but sometimes it does come back depending on the circumstance. But definitely the awakening world does not disappear after self-knowledge. But contrary to some possible mistakes in regards to the snake appearing again into the mind of the traveler, the awakened person knows that the world is mithya, and that vision does not fade and is not subject to ignorance anymore, once it is properly gained and retained, internalized, and so on. It sees the world is happening, it's available for experience, it appears, and it's only I, myself, experience myself, because it's non-dual. Reality is non-duality. This world does not exist apart from myself. It's just like the dream world does not exist apart from my mind. The dream world, anathema, the awakening world, anathema, or any other anathema dimension does not exist apart from I consciousness. Nothing escapes I consciousness to here. People want to go to different anathema realms in the hope of having better dualities, but missing the point that whatsoever anathema realm it's happening within me, and I am the only reality. All these realms are tricks of Maya, Anatma realms. Everything depends on me, nothing escapes me. Everything depends on me, and I'm free and independent from anything. A person who understands that, understood Vedanta, assimilates Vedanta, understood, has a firm grasp on the scriptures, and only such a person is fit to be a good guru. This is the distinction presented in that verse that he did not mention in the previous commentaries. Sometimes, a few times it happened that I asked some people here in Brazil to help me doing some groups, doing some classes of teachings. And it's a trick game because the person does not have a clear vision or grasp of the teaching, and the person is not really self-realized, and the person starts doing some groups on which he or her is invited to present Vedanta, because it's important to keep offering Vedanta. The only trick is that the person may feel like I am a new guru, I am the new teacher. And I watch those things, and the danger is when they no longer come in contact with me because they think that they are yanis, and then the ego may trick them. So the person becomes a good teacher only when he knows that. Where am I? Where am I? I lost my point.
Oh, go ahead. I think you're at even after the Advaita Jnanam, and Yanni continues.
First paragraph or what?
Yeah, you haven't covered the last sentence of the first paragraph.
Okay. Thank you. Which is not naturally happening, even if one goes through many lifetimes. This we have seen when we have generally awakened. So once awake, and Gautama says it. The one who knows that, he alone is good to teach. Because he has a good grasp on the teachings, and he was benefit with self-knowledge in that process. Even after the Advaita Yana, the Yana continues to be in the awakening world. All the transactions continue, and for him, and as before, which he participates in, but considers them to be necessary for his roles in life, and not for who he is in reality. For such a Yanni, is there Ishvara worship as before? Now that is the question that I was raising before. For such a Yanni, dualistic worship exists as before. If a Yanni can play various roles, transactional roles in society, such I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a this, I'm an employer, why he cannot play the role of a devotee of Ishvara, in a non-dual manner? So it's only a role. That's what is there for worship, dualistic worship. It's just a play, it's just a role. Why not to be a transactional bhakta? He plays the role with the understanding that it's just a role. It's just an appreciation of Maya and its power to produce the superimposition which serves the purpose to refine our intellect through various efforts and a lot of pain in the neck. And yet he has the appreciation and gratitude for the opportunity because it leads to self-knowledge sooner or later. and freedom. Therefore, he can continue appreciating the opportunity for as long as one's prarabdha is still unfolding, with a sense of gratitude, never with a sense that samsara is real. If a yani can enjoy various world things, a yani can also enjoy the bhakti role. Vedanta does not deny the Vyavaharika Dvaita Bhakti. Vedanta is going to say that it serves its purpose, but it's not an end by itself. It serves only to prepare the mind, to refine the mind, to make the mind subtle. This is only a projection like a movie. I can enjoy this projection, keeping my Advaita knowledge at will. I watch a movie, and then the movie, if it becomes a little bit unpleasant, I say, no, I don't want to be enjoying interacting with this projection. It does not do me any good, not even for entertainment. No? So likewise, the world, you see the world, and then you keep going, playing your roles, but you can say, no, enough. No. So let me go. I remember now a Papaji saying, I forgot the word Sanskrit, the word, I don't know the language he was speaking at the time. I forgot. But he would say, enough, because he was in the hospital and the devotees were trying to tell the doctors to pump his heart, to bring him back to life, or to keep him longer in life. And he was saying that word, enough, which is a very short word. A friend of mine said that he was repeating the word enough. One of the greatest Advaitins, Madhusanada, says that Dvaita Bhakti is tastier after Advaita Yana than before the Yana. So, very, very intriguing. It says the devotee who is self-realized is going to enjoy much more devotion towards these deities, because now he knows that it's just a play, it's just a game. You understand? So he can enjoy it much more. It's just playing a final, like Swami often presents on cricket. So you have played already two, you won 3, and then you have to play for the spectators the last game, but you already the champion. And then you play in a very, very relaxed manner. Understand? Dvaita is a cause of samsara only before knowledge. After inquiry and after the Advaita Yana, the Dvaita Bhakti can continue, not as for a samsari, but a mukta purusha.
Nice.
Very nice. Verse 31. In the light of the Vedantic statements, this universe is seen by the wise in the same way as a dream and the magic show are seen, or a city on the sky are seen by the spectators who know that it's just a dream, it's just a trick, it's just a holographic projection. So if you know that it's just a projection, and then you can enjoy it without much involvement. You understand? In the light of the Vedantic statement, this universe is seen in the same way. It's just a superimposition, it's a projection, and it's happening within me as consciousness. Here, Gaudapada shows the difference between awakening from the dream world and awakening from the awakening world. And Advaita Yani will have Dvaita experience. He is a Yani. He knows that the true nature of reality is non-duality, but the experiencer experience duality persists. He will continue to experience duality. Advaita Yanis, Advaita is not the absence of division, experiencer experience, but he is in spite of this division. You see, the mind has to be so clear and firmly established in the vision, non-duality, that can see duality through, in spite, of the duality experiencer experience, nor non. Knowledge has to be firm to neutralize the trick of Maya. He will continue to experience duality, Dvaita, but he will know that the essence is one, just with different superimposed namarupas. How will the Yani remember this fact? Ooh, great question. I want to remember this fact without forgetting. Yeah? Gaudapada gives 3 examples. He has the understanding within. Gaudapada says later that the Yani should live like exactly the other people do. Do not keep saying to people that they are just namarupas, that the world is not real, and I am the only reality. Do not disturb the mind of the ignorant. The Yani should act like in the dream. It should it should act like them. Okay? This may require putting on a facade to maintain harmony in society. So I jumped and I said, like in the dream. So in the dream, the dreamer enjoys and suffers the dream world as the dreamer. So once the dreamer becomes the awaker has no problem with those different orders of reality. Understand? And next night, when he goes to sleep again, he's going to enjoy and suffer his dream. So now the awaker, the spiritual awake, is going to live in this second order of Mithya reality, which is the awakening world. And it's going to play according to the rules of this awakening world. Yeah? He's going to keep the harmony in the society rather than disturbing that harmony. This is not hypocrisy, because the facade is not for cheating others, but for maintaining harmony. The Yani knows Advaita, but he lives like any other Aniyani. Yeah? This is a very important point, because the Yani at the beginning, he more often than not, he would like people to know that he's a Yani. Yeah. And then he wants to have some appreciation, respect, or validation. You see, and no, you have to behave just like any other common, ordinary human being. Freedom is only for you and you alone. Therefore, you just play the roles like the dream world, the magicians, creators, or projection on the sky, which are all only projections, appearance. In the same way, this, from the standpoint of I, Turiya, I, Brahman, this entire creation is also seen as Mithya, appearance on the sky, by those who are experts in Vedantic teaching, but not academically experts, but those who have understood, for those who have developed this vision through this training. For them, it's not just a teaching anymore, but it has become is a fact. So that's the difference between academic learning, aham brahmasmi, to a statement, a doubtless state, aham brahmasmi as a doubtless fact. So how are we going to go about, how will the Yoni remember this fact again and again? We need to go through this training, developing this aham brahmasmi vasana, but not only as a repetition, but looking at it from every angle and then applying it every time that the aham body mind as me is deceiving me again and again. This is the training until we develop this vision and we remain established in this vision in spite of this persistent duality, knower and known. But then if you are in the knower known reality, you again and again you say, all of this is happening within me. I'm the projector, I'm the sustainer, I'm the experiencer, and I'm the destroyer of all of this. So you are still experiencing, but you trained your mind to see that as just a projection in a way that you don't get much involved and your mind does not get affected to the extent that you lose your conviction of self-knowledge. Okay? It must become a fact. So we stop here. Did the internet got better?
A little bit.
A
Okay,
little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
thank you. So we meet again this coming Friday, same time, same meet-ya, at the same time. Namaste.
Okay.
Om
Okay.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Okay. Namaste.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, my dears.
Thank you, Oliver.
Thank you.
Bye.